Hey y'all, welcome back to the Hebert House. Today we are talking 2-week wait, OPKs, pregnancy symptoms, and all of that stuff. So this is where I say, Bobby's friends, you might not want to watch this one. A little bit of TMI. So go ahead and click off of this one now. But before we get started on that, if you are new here to the Hebert House, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button and you don't miss any videos from us. Our little corner of the world here, we do cleaning, organizing, homeschool, home decor, and as you know with this video, we are trying to conceive Hebert House baby number 2 after an infant loss, and so we share a lot of that journey with y'all. So please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into this. A couple of days ago on Instagram, on Insta Stories, I posted a poll asking, oh, and by the way, if you don't follow us on Instagram, I totally make a fool of myself daily on Insta Stories, so you probably should. I'll leave this right here. This is our Instagram, so please make sure you follow us there. But I asked if you guys wanted to do this video, which is the 2-week wait video, or if you wanted to do what I'm reading. And so I obviously this one won because I'm doing it today, but I will have next week up a book, what I'm reading book club video, which is going to be a new feature on our channel, and it's just going to be what I have read and am reading, and then kind of asking you guys what I should read, and then we'll discuss it within the next month in the next video. So I'm really excited about that, so make sure you check back for that. Alright, without further ado, let's talk 2-week wait. If you're unfamiliar with what the 2-week wait is, that is the 2 weeks between ovulation and the beginning of your next cycle. Also known as the most excruciating 2 weeks of anyone who is trying to conceive, ever. It's pretty bad because I was talking to my friend Heather, who is like my fertility friend. Her and I are on the same cycle. We're both trying to conceive, and she said that she was reading how the 2-week wait is basically wishing 2 weeks of your life away, because you know during this 2 weeks you're just waiting to find out if you've conceived. And it's so true, because really anyone that's been trying to conceive or has battled infertility or anything knows that this 2 weeks just consumes your mind, because you're just waiting. And if you're like me, who is incredibly impatient, waiting is so not my jam. So just getting through it is obviously very hard. So going from there, 2-week wait, what happens during that? That's when implantation can happen. That's when you can start getting pregnancy symptoms, and a little bit of everything. But before your 2-week wait starts, you obviously are going to have to ovulate. And so I'm gonna talk a little bit about that and about my OPK progression. So to track my ovulation this month, I was using the Clearblue Digital Ovulation Prediction Kit. And what that is they're sticks you just stick into the reader, and it will read and let you know what fertility level you're at. So if you're at low fertility, it's just like a blank circle. If you are at high fertility, it's a blinking smiley face. And if you're at peak fertility, it is a solid smiley face. And when you get to your peak fertility, it will tell you that it's telling you that you're gonna ovulate within the next 12 to 24 hours. And so I did get that. I got my peak smiley on cycle day 14, and so I did ovulate between cycle day 14 and 15, and that was backed up by my basal body temperature. If you don't know what that is your temperature when your body is at rest, and generally it'll be low, and then after ovulation it spikes up a couple of degrees, and then it'll ride up there. And we'll keep riding up there if you conceive, or it'll come back down right before your cycle. So I did get a spike in my temperature on cycle day 15. So that means I did ovulate between day 14 and 15, which all of my PCOS sisters know is a great thing, because sometimes you don't ovulate, which obviously you have to do to get pregnant. So I was super excited to see that. As far as ovulation goes, I did have a couple symptoms. I always feel nauseous when I ovulate, and I always have a little bit of ovulation pain on my right side. So I did have those things, just also kind of confirming the ovulation. Alright, so right here I'm going to show you my OPK progression. Alright guys, I am going to show you my OPK progression here, and if you can hear my kid in the background, it's Fortnite. Lord help us all. So here's cycle day 9 when I started testing my ovulation. You can see that it is negative. This is the control line, and then this is the test line. And the digital gave me a low reading. Day 10 was a low. Day 11 is when I got my first high reading. And you can kind of see that the line is getting, you can see the line's getting darker. Day 12, I tested twice just because I wanted to see the exact like point of ovulation. And these are a lot darker off the camera, but you can see I got a high here. I got a high here. On day 13, this is the first test I did, I got a high. Day 13, I got a high. And this is the last day 13, and that was also high. So you can kind of see how they're getting darker. Day 14 is when I got my peak ovulation. So this is the first one, and you can see it's really dark here. So that's day 14, that's day 14. This is day 15, it's starting to get lighter again, and then this was day 16, which is a negative. So you can definitely see if I can get it. So you can definitely see the progression through the days. I did test a lot just because I really wanted to be able to show you guys when I ovulated, and you can obviously see that it is right here at day 14. So between 12 and 5, I really feel like was the ovulation time. So closer to 5, I feel like, is when it happened. So those are the predictor kits, and so there you go. That is showing our progression of our OPKs. Alright, so as you can see, it progressed very nicely and then it fell off, which means that I had already ovulated. So I was really glad to see it getting as strong as it did. So that is ovulation. So since ovulation, what's been happening? I am currently on either day 7 or 8 past ovulation. So if you hear me say DPO, that means days past ovulation. And this is when, you know, you see on YouTube all those early, like, ooh, I got my big fat positive at day 8. This is when, you know, you can start testing. I have promised Kevin that I would be a good girl and try not to test until later in the cycle, because I have been known to test way too early and then get discouraged, which every woman who is trying to conceive does. We just get obsessed with peeing on sticks. And I know that sounds gross, but it's so true. Like, if you were trying to conceive, like I saw a girl the other day in a forum, and she was like, I'm currently on day 10 and I'm peeing on everything I can find because I just want to know or not. And that's just so, so true. So that's where we are right now. And if you see me looking, I have my notes. So I'm on day 7 or 8, which is usually right around when implantation happens. So I wouldn't mind some implantation pain or some implantation bleeding, but I haven't gotten either of those yet, which does not necessarily mean that I'm not, but you know, obviously those are good signs. So the symptoms that I am having, I have been sick with like a little summer cold, but it's been mainly like congestion, which can be a sign of pregnancy, because when you're pregnant, all of your blood vessels swell and it can cause you to feel, you know, congested in this region. So I don't think I am. I just had a summer cold, but you know, you're gonna look for anything you can. I have been tired, but I have not been overly tired. I'm tired, but like I'm not falling asleep during the middle of the day, which I was with Everett, but that really didn't hit until like probably about a week after I found out I was pregnant. So there's that. My BBT is on an upswing. So the app that I use, which is Fertility Friend, I show you a little bit about it and tell you about it in our Cycle 1 TTC. I'll link that down here and up there, so you can kind of see what that means. But it did say that it's like 64% of women who are pregnant have an upswing in days 7 and 8. So that was kind of exciting to see. Try not to get my hopes up too much, but that was exciting to see. And then I do have a white cervical mucus, and the really weirdest one is my makeup smells really strong, which we all know in pregnancy your nose goes into like overdrive. And so when I was putting on my makeup today, which by the way I haven't done in like 3 days, so you're welcome, yeah, I just noticed that it smelled really strong. So those are the symptoms that I've had. I haven't been nauseous or really much like I was last cycle. And I have not had any soreness in my chest area, and I haven't been overly tired. So those are the symptoms I haven't had. So I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I am gonna test next week, and of course I will show you guys that test and bring y'all along with us then. But I don't know. I would love to think that these symptoms are pregnancy symptoms, but I've tricked myself into thinking that a gazillion times. But those are the symptoms that I am having. So why don't we have fun? Comment down below and tell me if you think I am or think I am not. And we'll take a poll on those symptoms and just see what you guys say, and I'll make sure I put that in our trying to conceive update for this month. But that's kind of where I am in the 2-week wait. Obviously, I always appreciate prayers, and I appreciate the support I have. The trying to conceive community is incredible. Like, it really is. Like, you just don't ever know as a woman how many women are really struggling with trying to conceive, and infertility and infant loss and miscarriage, and I mean, there's just so much, and the community is so strong that I do encourage you, if you are going through any of that stuff, reach out. Like, you're welcome to DM me on Instagram or message me or email me. My email is below this video, and I'd love to talk to you guys. Sometimes just talking, it helps, and you get it out, and then you can kind of move forward. So that's where I am in the 2-week wait. Fingers crossed, saying prayers, and I will test next week. If you have any questions, let me know down below. Oh, before I do that, the medicines that I have been taking. I am still taking the Fertility Boost by Pink Stork. I'm drinking the Fertility Tea by Pink Stork. I am taking Smarty Pants prenatals with metafolate instead of folic acid, and I am taking a baby aspirin from ovulation until my cycle starts, or continued into my pregnancy because of my MTHFR and the blood clot that caused me to go into labor with Everett. So those are the medications that I am currently taking, just to kind of boost this up. So if you have any questions about those, also message me and I'll be sure to tag those, put those down below. All right, I think that's it. I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to send a prayer out for me, and God bless.